Focus. Such a small word. Such an underestimated force. In an age where attention is the new currency, focus is the millionaire's mindset and the philosopher's peace. But if you're reading this or listening in your mind, you're probably not living on a mountaintop meditating on focus. You're probably somewhere between checking your email, replying to messages, and wondering if you have time to make a coffee before your next urgent but not really urgent task. Welcome to modern life, where everyone wants to be successful, but only a few ever truly focus long enough to earn it. This is not because people are lazy. It's because the world has become very good at convincing us to pay attention to everything except what matters. Success demands focus, and focus demands war. Not with the world, but with our own distracted minds. Let's begin with a painful truth. Multitasking is a polite word for doing several things badly at once. We romanticize the image of the busy professional, juggling projects, answering calls, typing emails, sipping coffee, posting on LinkedIn, and pretending to meditate. It looks impressive. But neuroscience doesn't lie. Each time we switch tasks, our brain suffers a cognitive cost. That's a fancy term for you just became dumber for a few seconds. Multitasking is like opening 20 apps on your phone and wondering why the battery dies. You think you're efficient, but in reality, your focus leaks through every notification, every side glance, every temptation to just check something quickly. And that right there is the enemy of success, fragmented attention. To focus is to rebel against fragmentation, to say no to noise, to sit still long enough for your mind to stop twitching. Focus isn't about doing more, it's about doing less, better. As the saying goes, if you chase two rabbits, both will escape, but focus on one and dinner is served. In our generation, boredom has been declared a sin. We scroll when we're bored, we text when we're waiting, we play music while brushing our teeth, because God forbid we be alone with our thoughts for 20 seconds. But here's the secret. Boredom is not the enemy. Boredom is the doorway to depth. Every great thinker, artist, and inventor in history had one thing in common. They were bored long enough to listen to their thoughts. When we silence our distractions, something magical happens. Our brain begins to wander, and wandering, not constant stimulation, is the birthplace of creativity. Success is not born in noise, it's born in stillness. When you remove the constant stimulation, the mind doesn't get quieter, at least not immediately. At first it protests. It screams for dopamine like a toddler denied candy. But if you endure that discomfort, your mind starts doing what it was meant to do. Think deeply. So if you want to become successful, don't just manage your time, manage your boredom. Learn to sit in silence and let your thoughts stretch their legs. The best ideas come when you stop running from yourself. Let's be honest, motivation is overrated. It's easy to feel inspired while watching someone's highlight reel on social media or reading a quote on productivity. But motivation is like caffeine. It gives you a temporary boost and then drops you harder than before. Discipline, on the other hand, doesn't care about your mood. When you're motivated, you'll run. When you're disciplined, you'll walk, even when your legs are shaking. Most young professionals burn out not because they lack passion, but because they mistake passion for discipline. Passion is the spark. Discipline is the engine. Without discipline, focus is impossible. And without focus, success becomes luck. The truth is, success rarely looks glamorous while you're building it. It's repetitive, lonely, and uncelebrated. No one claps when you're up at 5 a.m. revising a presentation or learning a skill in silence. But one day people will call you lucky. Luck, as it turns out, is what focus looks like from a distance. There's a dark side to ambition, and it's called comparison. We live in a digital theater where everyone's performing success. Everyone's crushing it, grinding, building empires, and there you are in your pajamas, eating cereal, wondering why you're not a millionaire yet. Here's the secret. People post highlights, not rehearsals. Comparison is the thief of focus. When you constantly look sideways, you lose sight of your own direction. Every minute spent envying someone else's success is a minute stolen from your own progress. The irony, the person you're comparing yourself to might be comparing themselves to you. We're all too busy wishing we were somewhere else to notice the power of where we already are. Focus on your lane. Master it. Obsess over it. Be so good at what you do that no algorithm, no distraction, no trend can pull you off your path. Because success doesn't come from being everywhere. It comes from owning one place completely. Every yes is a hidden no. When you say yes to extra work, to another meeting, to that quick favor, you are unconsciously saying no to something else, usually your focus, your health, or your peace. Young professionals often confuse being available with being valuable. But your worth doesn't increase by spreading yourself thinner. It increases by deepening your craft. The most successful people are not those who say yes to everything. They are those who ruthlessly protect their time. Steve Jobs once said, focus is not about saying yes to the thing you've got to focus on. It's about saying no to the 100 other good ideas there are. Notice the word good ideas, not bad ones. Saying no to bad ideas is easy. The real test of focus is saying no to things that are almost right. So if you want to become successful, practice saying no without guilt. Guard your time like a dragon guards its treasure, because once it's stolen, you never get it back. Focus is not just about time management. It's about mind management. Our biggest battle is not with emails, notifications, or bosses. It's with ourselves, with the part of our brain that craves comfort, validation, and escape. That part whispers, just 5 more minutes. You've earned a break. You can do it later. We all have that inner saboteur. The trick isn't to silence it. It's to recognize it. When you learn to observe your impulses without obeying them, you start taking back control. Every time you resist an urge to scroll, you strengthen your focus muscle. Every time you push through boredom, you build resilience. Focus is a form of self-respect. It's saying to yourself, my dreams are worth my full attention. Now let's go deeper into the dark mood of self-meditation. Imagine a quiet room, no music, no notifications, just you and your thoughts. Uncomfortable, right? That discomfort is why most people never find clarity. We spend our lives running from silence, from stillness, from ourselves. But true success begins in the darkness when you dare to face your fears, your regrets, and your truth. Sit in that silence. Let the noise of your daily performance fade. Ask yourself, what am I really chasing? Is it approval, security, recognition, or is it purpose? Most of us mistake movement for progress. We run fast, but in circles. We collect achievements, but not meaning. Focus requires not just discipline, but direction. And direction comes from introspection. So take time, not once, but often, to unplug and ask the hard questions. Am I proud of what I'm pursuing? Would I still do this if no one applauded? Is this success or just distraction disguised as ambition? The answers might not come instantly, but when they do, they'll cut through the fog. You'll realize that focus is not about doing everything right. It's about doing the right thing with total presence. Here's a cruel irony. The more time we think we have, the less we use it wisely. When you believe you have years to build your dream, procrastination feels harmless. You'll start next week. You'll get serious after the holidays. But weeks become months, months become years, and suddenly you're attending the retirement party of someone who once said the same thing. Success is not a finish line. It's a daily choice. Time is not waiting for you to get your act together. The clock is running whether you're ready or not. But here's the hopeful part. Time expands for the focused. When you're immersed in your work, 1 hour can feel like a lifetime of progress. When you're distracted, a whole day can vanish with nothing to show. Focus bends time. It makes you the author of your own hours. Focus is contagious, and so is distraction. Look around. The people you spend time with shape your mental environment. If you surround yourself with complainers, gossipers, and comfort lovers, focus will always feel like a battle. But if you surround yourself with builders, learners, and doers, focus becomes your native language. You become what you consume, not just through your phone, but through your company. Choose people who remind you of your potential, not your limitations. Choose friends who challenge your excuses and celebrate your growth. Choose mentors who tell you the truth, even when it stings. Because success is not a solo project. It's a collective vibration. And focus thrives in the right frequency. Success is not only about external results, it's also about internal alignment. When your mind, values, and actions point in the same direction, focus becomes effortless. You stop fighting yourself. You move from chaos to clarity. This is why purpose is so powerful. It acts like gravity for attention. When you know why you're doing something, distractions lose their power. You don't need constant motivation when your mission matters. You don't need external validation when your values are internalized. Success, in the truest sense, is not about climbing the ladder. It's about making sure it's leaning against the right wall. Let's imagine the moment you finally succeed. You land the job, the deal, the promotion, the recognition. People cheer. You post a photo. You smile. Then you wake up the next morning, and the world looks the same. That's the paradox of achievement. Success is momentary. Focus is eternal. The real reward is not the applause, but the mastery you build along the way. So don't chase moments, chase mastery, because once the applause fades, it's your habits that remain. Focus turns success from an event into a lifestyle. Let's end where we began, with focus. If your life feels scattered, if your attention feels hijacked, if your goals feel foggy, you are not broken. You are simply living in an age that profits from your distraction.